the absurd, the obsessed, the obscure. Follow us if you dare as we open the files at My Weird Space. Saving water or wasting electricity? Horse race or drag race? And is this the world's latest dance craze? Made in Korea, speaks English, has an American accent and is a teacher. This should be added to the Christmas wish list. At first it may seem quite expensive, selling for over $700 but parents should really look into this for their kids. It's an interactive toy called My Robocom and speaks fluent English. But My Robocom does more than speak English. It teaches the language as well. Teachers shouldn't be worried about a pay rise anymore. They should be worried about having their job taken over by a pint-sized electronic ball. This toy knows thousands of English sentences and is designed to help people learn the English language and even correct bad sentence structure or pronunciation by storing the English language on these cards that then get inserted into it. But it only does that if you already know you're wrong. And you must ask, what can I say to be corrected? What happens if you say that incorrectly though? If you're wondering why there are more butterflies, moths and caterpillars fluttering and slithering around more these days, it's because this guy stole their homes and is using them to make his artwork. His artwork, which is made out of cocoons, has people flocking to see what he's made out of these poor creatures' homes that are then wrapped in Tossar silk. Strand by strand, he creates these masterpieces, which take much time and patience. All this cutting, plucking and winding leaves him with artwork that has art lovers speechless. His latest piece is this mythological tree. He says his craft work is expensive and feels that the government must support him in his endeavour. Yeah, good luck with that. Maybe choosing a less expensive art form might be a better way to go. And that way you won't leave the poor hungry caterpillar homeless. Anyone feel like going to the snow? Or do you find it too cold there? Well, too bad, because when doomsday hits, it's where you'll be going. About 1,000 kilometres south of the North Pole and in between Norway, you'll find the Doomsday Seed Vault. This vault is an Arctic cave and stores many different seeds, just in case the world suffers from a horrible disaster and wipes out all food crops. For the opening ceremony of the Global Seed Vault, they received a shipment of 100 million seeds that originated in over 100 countries, filling 676 boxes. The facility has the capacity to store 4.5 million different seed samples, and since each sample will contain on average 500 seeds, around 2.5 billion seeds can be stored there. At least we know that if a disaster was to occur, we wouldn't have to rely on Bruce Willis to be our only saviour. What's going there, eh? Tree logging? Digging for oil? Well, it's neither. A group of treasure hunters are digging for the legendary Amber Room in a small eastern German town. The Amber Room, which German Wehrmacht soldiers dismantled near St. Petersburg in 1941, was said to be a gift from Prussian King Frederick William I to Russian Tsar Peter the Great. Treasure hunters and archaeologists have searched for the Amber Room in over 100 places over the past decades. So far, they've found diddly squat. So, in 2003, a reconstruction of the Amber Room was officially opened by Russian President Vladimir Putin and then German Chancellor Gerhard Schroeder. If this is what the missing treasure looks like, then how can't they find that anywhere? It's huge! What better place to unveil your artwork than at New York's Rockefeller Plaza? We've all seen fountains before, but have you seen the electric fountain, which uses neon tubing to replicate the movement of water, traditionally used in fountains built in civic spaces? British artists Tim Noble and Sue Webster are behind the conceptualist electric fountain, a 3D sculpture made of more than 3,000 LED lights and stands at 35 feet tall. Let's hope a globe doesn't blow, because when one goes, they all go. It's a great way of saving water, but I don't think they care about conserving electricity, and I hope they're paying for the bill. We've seen people exchange vows in Vegas. We've seen them say "I do" up on top of the Empire State Building. People even fly halfway around the world to get married on the beach in some exotic location. But I've never seen couples tie the knot underwater. And this is one wedding where it takes the bride the same amount of time to get ready as the groom. Obviously they can't exchange vows underwater, so a traditional ceremony takes place on the beach. Once that's over, they head into the water, sign the marriage certificate and try to give each other a kiss. When they realise that's a bit difficult, they blow each other some bubbles instead. Once back on dry land, the happy married couple can then share their first kiss as husband and wife and enjoy the celebrations. Looks like it turned out to be quite a nice day for a wet wedding. 14 months of planning brought this ice sculpting event to one of the best preserved towns in Europe. Careful planning was in place to make sure nothing like this happened. It takes a lot of time and effort to sculpt this ice into the perfect design and shape, just like this man's beard. 15 well-known buildings and symbols from around the world were created in ice and placed on display for all to see, with the best display winning an ice bucket full of cash. The quality of the ice used in making these sculptures is very important. It has to be crystal clear, and this is achieved by freezing it from the bottom up over an extended period of time. These sculptures leave many onlookers in awe, but leave others hopping mad, trying to work out how they do it. The ancient Thai art of sword making and engraving lives on in a small village north of Bangkok. For centuries, the people of this area have crafted some of the mightiest swords in the country, and the tradition continues today. Sword making is certainly a team effort, and I think this proves here that women are definitely the hardest workers out there. And I bet 3 women with hammers make this man feel a little intimidated. There are about 200 sword shops in the area, which sell hundreds of different types of swords, from small kitchen carving knives to metre-long fighting swords, all handcrafted with the utmost care. Metre-long fighting swords? I wonder how many people out there are running around thinking they're Hattori Hanzo. When the full moon is out, the people of China turn crazy. Crazy for mooncakes, that is. People all over China celebrate the traditional Mid-Autumn Festival, which falls on the same day as National Day. It's a time for lovers to gaze at the full moon and for families to get together and eat mooncakes. Mooncakes are a Mid-Autumn Festival equivalent of fruitcakes at Christmas, chocolate eggs at Easter and boxes of candy on Valentine's Day. And as you can see, they are made with love. The biscuits are thought to bring good luck to those who eat them and to celebrate the holiday. Employers give mooncakes to employees, and family and friends share them with one another. They don't look like they bring much luck at the supermarket line though. Pineapple fibre weavers in the Philippines struggle to revive a 200-year-old craft. Maybe a major factor of that is because they're using 200-year-old employees. In the Philippines, pineapple is not just a fruit. The fine fibres of its leaves have been used for centuries to weave cloth for garments. The fibres are first scraped from the leaves, dried and parted into threads thinner than hair strands. The threads are knotted together into long strands and then rolled onto a bobbin or threaded onto a loom. For the women of Aklan province who have been weaving pineapple cloth for 2 centuries, it takes them nearly a month to create 1 metre of pineapple fabric, which is used to make traditional garments for both men and women. These garments could be useful if you're feeling a little peckish. I wonder if this is how they make edible underwear. Lots of people around the world look forward to a day at the races, where fun and excitement fills the air and food and drinks fill the stomachs. But this is no ordinary day at the races. Instead of green grass, bright blue skies, suits and skimpy dresses, this race in Switzerland has people rugging up in fur coats and wearing whatever keeps them warm, because it all takes place across a frozen lake that's only 70 centimetres thick. If the horses aren't too busy trying to kill audience members, they're participating in the White Turf Championship meeting, which features sprints, trotting and skiooring. A unique Ben-Hur style race between horse-drawn skiers on the icy oval course. Once all the excitement is over, everyone heads on home to get warm, including Mr. Ed.
Wilbur, get me home. It's freezing out here.
Whether it's Christmas or not, there's nothing like getting into the Christmas spirit. But when it does come to that magical holiday season, even the animals love to get involved. Fish, walruses, dolphins, you name it, they'll sing it. And bring it. These unique song stylists are guaranteed to liven up even the most passionate Scrooge. Here is another child prodigy. But it's not for playing table soccer or for being the shortest child around. He's won truckloads of trophies for already being a chess champion. By the age of 4, this little pint-sized brainiac had already won the National Chess Championships in Dallas. I'm not too sure though if he wins by skill or wins by distracting his opponent with those cute little puppy dog eyes. Ha ha, I have you trapped in my gaze. Now you won't notice me sneaking my moves. This time he's taking on a 41-year-old and is using his childish charm once again to confuse the hell out of his opponent. It almost looks like he's becoming bored with winning. Extra, extra, read all about it. Massive cheese wheel lands in Hong Kong. No, that's not a cheese wheel. It's a futuristic art exhibition by fashion house Chanel. Artist interpretations of iconic Chanel handbags are in the exhibition, called Mobile Art. They are housed in a futuristic and shiny white pavilion that resembles a UFO. Some of the artworks inside include a giant sculpture of a black Chanel handbag with a video encased inside. Visitors to the exhibit are encouraged to wear headphones and listen to music specifically designed to work with the artwork. I know this fashion house was designed to look like a UFO, but these artworks are seriously from another planet. The traffic police in Afghanistan are the world's best table tennis players. How did they become the best? Because they practice, practice, practice. All day, every day, even when at work, they have their racket with them. It does come in handy for directing traffic as well, as it doubles for a stop sign. In the city of Kabul, where 1.7 million people live, there's only 9 sets of working traffic lights to regulate the chaotic number of cars, taxis, bikes and pedestrians. These rackets have also been used in some cases for self-defence. Some drivers who suffer road rage try to take it out on the traffic police. This is when they really get some of their table tennis practice in by using people's heads as balls. You can really understand why they are the best at table tennis. Look at the amount of practice they get. We all know the property market is a booming industry, but let's face it, there's not a lot of reasonably priced houses left. But here's a new idea for all of you people wanting to invest in property, but only have a limited amount of cash. Buy a shop window. Yes, you heard correctly, a shop window. It comes with everything you need, complete with a kitchen sink and all. In technical terms, these shop windows are called micro flats and give you everything to get through your daily life. But if you're one that doesn't like prying eyes, maybe you should rethink this, because everyone that walks past can see straight in. Of course, your bathroom, basin and toilet are all located in a room safe from peeping toms. But if you're still a little worried or feel you just need some more privacy, these sliding blinds will allow you to do just that. And all this comes at a bargain price of just $140,000. Complete with sniffer dogs and all, meet Britain's version of Ace Ventura Pet Detective. But these pet private eyes choose to lose the loud Hawaiian shirts and crazed pinstripe pants for a more professional look of fluoro jackets and a little less hair. Today they are in search of Marmalade, a family cat that's gone missing. But trying to find a cat with a dog is probably not the best way to go about it. But these patrol poochies have been specifically trained for difficult cases just like this one. So far they've only had one fatality. That was because they forgot to feed one of the dogs, and when they found a missing cat named Pickles, it just seemed far too appetising. Luckily for Marmalade, this is one case that did have a happy ending. She now gets a few more years to spread her love. And for these pet detectives, it's just another job well done. Hate waiting at the airport, especially when they make you arrive hours earlier to check in and then leave you sitting around waiting, bored out of your mind. Well, you don't need to be bored anymore, folks, because here at Singapore's Changi Airport you can come and play the popular game show, What's Your Range? This game comes complete with a game show host, brightly lit stage, special contested seats with handheld consoles, and of course, prize money. It's just like you're on a real game show on TV, but you're in an airport. Contestants are given 10 general knowledge questions over a 25-minute period. The last one standing can win up to $1,000 airport shopping money. All you have to do to participate in this game is to spend some money in any of the airport shops, and you're then encouraged to come on down. We've all heard of the Nut Bush, the bus stop and the Macarena, but here is the Philippines' newest dance craze to sweep the nation. It's called the Papaya. These latest dance moves began as a gimmick on a television game show, but lately everybody's taking part. Supermarket workers, fishmongers, even customer service assistants, all carving it up, whether at work or on the dance floor. The tune's catchy beat and steps have gripped dance floors across the Philippines, as well as inspiring groovers at less likely venues, including a church, an embassy, and a jail. And if you're lucky enough to be staying at this resort, you'll be welcomed with a dance by this young group of performers. Seems like thirsty work to me too. That's all we have this time, but follow us again if you dare when we open the files at My Weird Space.